Vande Devam Umapatim Suragurum Vande Jagatkaranam Vande Pannagabhushanam Mrigadharam Vande Pashunam Patim Vande Surya Shashanka Vanhinayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhakta Janashrayam Cha Varadam Vande Shivam Shankaram Vande Bhakta Janashrayam Cha Varadam Vande Shivam Shankaram. Today we begin yet another beautiful set of verses, and here this set of verses is a prashamsa, a expression, a glorification of the Lord as Shiva and Shakti. We have seen different types of stotrams in our series of Power of Prayers. We have seen the Lord as Vaidyanatha, the cosmic healer. We have seen a form of worship where he is the very lingam. We looked into the Panchakshari Stotram, Lingashtakam, and then Panchakshari Stotram, where you worship the Lord through Vachika Puja, through expressing through words. And the words were defined as the Panchakshari, Om Namah Shivaya. And from there we moved into Shiva Manasa Puja. How a mental form of worship is possible to the divine. And we saw the steps of moving into your inner space. With this, we moved forward to looking at the Lord as a friend. A very courageous step forward on the part of the devotee to make the Lord a friend. And so we had Marga Bandhu Stotram, because for our journey, for our travel, whether on earth or later, well, we require a partner, a companion. And so the Lord as a friend, so these were different ways in whichever way our heart opens up in devotion to the divine, we have seen different ways one can work. In fact, you can have all of them depending on what your disposition is. And so in those what you call expressions, some of it we saw, many of those stotrams, set of verses, were connected to mythology, the mythological stories and episodes. And I brought through, when the theme is more mythological, then I brought those stories in from the Puranas and bringing out the sense, the meaning, and how in our context, our situation, how eternally true these stories are. They are archetypal in nature. They don't change by time to time. They remain the same because they are the archetypal in nature. Stories were also looked at where we saw the philosophical meaning of some expressions given in this different verses we saw. And so whether it be mythological or whether it be philosophical, or like in Maheswara Stotram you are going to see, completely descriptive, primarily descriptive in nature. These descriptive verses are for prashamsa or stuti or glorification of the Lord. This way of offering your prayers, glorifying the Lord, is a style, a method of expressing one's emotions, one's bhavana, one's emotions. It is when you can express your adoration to the other, you cultivate the bond, the relationship with the other. And so here in Maheswara Stotram, we have the verses primarily move as prashamsa or very descriptive, highly descriptive, describing the glories of the Lord. And here we will see why it is called Maheswara Stotram. The very word Uma means Shivam. The U refers to Shiva. So, Shivam Mati Manyate Patitvena iti Uma. So, Ma is Manyate, Mati, the one who saw Shiva as a husband, as a partner, as a equal half. Which human being can look upon the cosmic being as a husband, as a partner of life? This is not a simple thing. There is so much more behind this partnership with the Lord. And who could do that other than the very goddess herself, that very Adi Shakti? And so the cosmic power is said to be twofold. The omniscient being and the power behind the omniscience. So Uma refers to that power. Uma, when you say she was married to Lord Shiva. And we have seen this story in different times over the last almost 3 months with you every morning. When Sati, the daughter of King Daksha, Prajapati, when she is so distraught that Lord Shiva, her husband, has not been given his due in this great Mahayagna conducted by Daksha Prajapati, and humiliated, offended, hurt, she self-immolates. She decides it's over. And in that story, I have told you that with seeing Sati having burnt her body, Lord Shiva moves into, in his own, he begins to revel with himself. Always remember, when we see stories like this, we must know a lot more is going on. And therefore, when she closes down her show, means when there is resolution, dissolution, the manifest has gone into the unmanifest, Lord Shiva is in his own self-revealing space. And he cannot be there very long. The creation has to move forward. And so Sati is reborn as the daughter of Himalaya, and her name is Uma. She is born as the daughter of Himavan, the great power of the mountain, the snow-peaked mountains. And born as Uma, from young age, her heart is given to Shiva because she is herself the goddess Shakti. And so Kalidasa in his Kumara Sambhavam, a great classic poetry, he tells Uma, he says there, oh, don't, enough. Lord Shiva tells Uma, enough of penance. You have done enough. And you are ready to come back to me, become one with me. So there is elaborate description in Kumara Sambhavam. Like this, these poets take the mythology and then integrate it into their poetic literature, into their poetry. Well, Uma Maheswara Stotram is basically describing the cosmic being as Uma, the goddess, and Maheswara, the lord of Uma, which is Shiva. And so Shiva and Shakti together makes up the cosmic being, and how and what and why and so on and so forth we will see as we move forward with these verses. Let us chant the first verse. It's a very, very beautiful, very deep and very profound messages in this there are about 12 verses here, and it will be wonderful for families, for couples to chant this as part of your daily life. You will see the impact and the changes it brings. Well, let us look at the verse. Namah Shivabhyam Navayauvanabhyam Namah Shivabhyam Navayauvanabhyam Parasparashlishtavapurdharabhyam Parasparashlishtavapurdharabhyam Nagendra Kanya Vrishaketanabhyam Nagendra Kanya Vrishaketanabhyam Namo Namah Shankara Parvatibhyam Namo Namah Shankara Parvatibhyam Namah Shivabhyam Navayauvanabhyam Parasparashlishtavapurdharabhyam Nagendra Kanya Vrishaketanabhyam Namo Namah Shankara Parvatibhyam Namah Shivabhyam Navayauvanabhyam Parasparashlishtavapurdharabhyam Nagendra Kanya Vrishaketanabhyam Namo Namah Shankara Parvatibhyam Namo Namah Shankara Parvatibhyam. So Shankara Parvatibhyam, Uma as a maiden as a daughter of Lord Himavan, the mount, the king of mountains. Her name is Uma. Once she becomes one with Lord Shiva, she is called Parvati. And therefore here Shiva or Shankara. Shankara means Sham Karoti. Sham refers to Mangalam. So Mangalam Karoti, Sham Karoti, Mangalam Karoti, the one who brings auspiciousness. So that is Lord Shiva. So Parvati and Shankara. Shankara Parvati Bhyam, Shankarascha Parvatischa. So Shankara Parvatyau. So the Lord as Shankara and Parvati, Namo Namaha. My repeated salutations to you, O Lord. And who are you? So he says, Namah Shivabhyam, my salutations to that Lord Shiva. Nava Yauvanabhyam, who is Navamcha, Tat Yauvanamcha, who is ever, always young and fresh, So who's ever fresh, ever young, who is eternal, in other words, who doesn't grow old in time like us, get wrinkles and grey hair and balding and whatnot. They remain ever the same because they are eternal. And so Nava Yauvanabhyam, like Ganga, that's why Gangaji, she's looked upon as ever fresh. When she leaves the higher, areas like the mountains, the Himalayan mountains, and she comes down, you should see the bounce in the waters. It's amazing. She just jumps over these rocks and rocks and rocks, huge boulders. And if it is too much to jump, then quietly she goes from the sides. You see all kinds of beautiful, spectacular flow of Ganga in the higher regions. And that kind of ever fresh, ever dynamic. Not only that, you can never predict Gangaji's path. In the mountains, sometimes she's against this edge, sometimes she's against that edge. She moves side to side. The ever fresh, dynamic, moment to moment flow. And so, Nava Yauvanabhyam, and then the second word is a very special word, and it says, Paraspara Shlishta Vapurdharabhyam. So, Parasparam cha tat shlishtam cha. Paraspara Shlishtam cha tat vapuscha. So vapu means body, and they are paraspara shlishtam. The two have become one. So they are mutually in embrace. They hold each other in embrace as if they are two. We talk about them as two, but they are, in other words, inseparable. Inseparable. They are always together. Always together, they are inseparable. And Kalidasa, in his poetry, he says, Vag artha viva sampriktau. Vag artha pratipattaye Jagatav Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau. How between the word and its meaning, Vag Artha. When you think of a word, the meaning is there. There is no word without its meaning. And so, chair means, chair is not just a word. When you say chair, think of chair minus what it means. Can you? Think of anything minus, think of this necklace minus what it means. Can you? think of these glasses minus what it means, can you? So the word and its meaning, its object, always goes inseparable. How they are inseparable, Vag and Artha, Kalidasa, the great poet, says, how these two are inseparable, so is inseparable who? Shiva and Parvati. And so that particular expression is shown here by this beautiful word, what? Paraspara shlishta vapurdharabhyam. And therefore, is the cosmic being a he or a she? Answer me. Is he a he or a she? He is both. He is both. I rather say she is both. Because in she, S-H-E, she, he is included. In he, she gets excluded. So she is both. And she is both means what? The Lord has gender? You mean the Lord has gender? Even your eyes don't have gender. Even your sense organ has no gender. Is there a male eye and a female eye? Is there a male fragrance or a female fragrance? No sense organ has gender. Gender is only up to the body. And therefore, how can you give a cosmic being gender? Either you can say he is both, or you can say the Lord transcends both. The Lord is that which transcends both, or the Lord is that is immanent in both. In both genders, immanent or transcendental, the one who transcends both. This particular concept, this particular idea, this particular philosophy, this particular metaphysics, this particular insight about how the Vedas reveal the nature of the divine is a very, very, very important, very essential, very integral to the consciousness of the Vedic civilization. It is so integral, it is so essential, it is so organic, it is so basic to the people of the Vedic civilization, where the cosmic being is looked upon as a he and a she, or you can say he is both or neither. He includes both or he transcends both, whichever expression you take. You cannot separate he from she. Shiva and Shakti are inseparable. They are like, they hold on to each other in tight embrace, so to speak. Please tell me, how many faiths, how many civilizations in the world gave the feminine this kind of a position equal to the masculine when it comes to the divine archetype? The divine feminine has always been a big question mark in world civilizations. Look at history. The gender of the feminine gender is one which has always taken a beating. Whichever civilization you take, whichever faith you take, whichever philosophy you take, whichever ideology you take It's amazing. It's only very, you can talk about the Greek goddesses, you can talk about the Egyptian goddesses, some of these old civilizations which today are there, where? Only in libraries. They are not live civilization that nurtures the divine feminine as does the Vedic civilization. Even today you go to any village in India, from Himalayan, last village in Himalayas up to Kanyakumari. In Kanyakumari, the goddess sits as Kanyakumari. The word Kanyakumari, which is the tip of India, is the name of that place is after the goddess Kanyakumari. Another name for Parvathi. So from Uma to Kanyakumari to Kali in the east, you have, Durga, all you have the goddess pervades. In fact, the very country in India is called Mother. Mother is the energy of the divine feminine that is made so exalted in this civilization. And I would like to give you an insight, a very important area, a very important understanding is required here, because if that insight comes about how a culture can be a living culture, taking into account the infinite being as both he and she, Shiva, Shakti. And this consciousness, this insight is not something, a story of the past. It is alive in every village in India even today. It is there in the consciousness of the people even today. And therefore it is important that we focus on what we mean when we say Shiva and Shakti in different aspects. This is a most fascinating, insight that will nurture your soul so big. It is what you talk about, yin, yang, and so on and so forth, chi, chang, I don't know. They have similar, maybe similar, I don't know, I don't want to compare. I can tell you for sure what is the Vedic model of the omniscient being. And here for us, it is Shiva and Shakti Aikyam, oneness. Both of them, they are also known as Purusha and Prakriti. In Yoga Sutras, you see these words emerging. So Purusha and Prakriti, both are Anadi, both are eternal. And in the Puranic, in the mythological stories, Lord Brahma, the creator aspect of the Trinity, he is said to have, his body, he is said to have emerged as two, and one is called Manu and the other is Shatarupa, the male, masculine and the feminine. And therefore, whenever we talk about creation, you find there is no creation can come about by mere masculine, masculine energy cannot merely bring the creation. For creation to happen, for this manifestation to happen, the role of Shakti, the power is equally important, the feminine. And therefore we have Shiva and Shakti. You have Mahavishnu and Mahalakshmi. You have Brahma and Saraswati. Like this, the Trinity are shown with their own consorts. They are shown with their own consorts. And the Vedas, the revelation, the Vedas that were revealed to the rishis, to the sages, again you find the first beings who carried a highly sattvic, highly exalted minds. They were not just rishis, sages, there were also rishikas. And therefore, in the Vedic model, rishis and rishikas, the rishikas were equally mantra drashtaraha. They were women who were equal to their menfolk, and some of them are quoted even to have received the Vedic mantras of the Rig Veda, of the Yajur Veda. These rishikas there's a list of them, so many of them. Let us see from the arrival, the descent of the Vedas to the Vedic society, to the times of Ramayana, of Mahabharata, of thousands of years of a land's civilizational consciousness is what we need to go back to be able to understand what is Divine Feminine in India. What is the Mother Goddess in India? When we say, why is she so important, and why women have the exalted place and position in this culture as they truly do. More about Maheswara Stotram we will continue tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.